I sold a bunch of t-shirts in college and it was fun. I realized I like selling them.
Have an affinity towards it?
I think so. I think I'm comfortable selling shit. I've definitely learned and fucked up a lot.
What was your biggest fuck up here?
I was interning in remote in US. At the same time, my co-founder Vedant was interning in Mumbai. And our first clients were actually companies we interned with.
Did you get results as well?
Yeah, I think that's what kept us going. I feel like desperation beats inspiration most of the time. Almost like a fear of going back, but I don't want to go back to that shit.
It's like you can inflict it onto yourself, where you give yourself less runway. At Atomic, until like a few months ago, we saved no cash. This is scary for our team.
Saved no cash, what do you mean?
In the business itself,
Yeah.
if we don't make money that month, we literally can't pay the team.
So there's like no safety net.
Yeah. Until recently. We want to be fine.
I see sales, design, and marketing as like a Venn diagram. I always wanted to like talk about it. So I think it's a good time where, especially in the space that I'm in and we all are in, it's important to have. You can't do without the other. I feel like.
How much does design help sales?
If I could give a specific example, let's say you're building a landing page. You guys know what CRO is, conversion rate optimization, right? So a lot of it is copy, a lot of it is visual, and a lot of it is you knowing what sells also. So I feel like the visual sense here in this example would be design, right? Knowing to know, I mean, using the right template, it could be using the right tool. If you go even more specific, like I've done a lot of UI shit, so if you like just small things like padding, margins, what's the right, it's like it comes organically. You don't spend too much time calculating that shit. You can eyeball it.
You know, I have a cool website. Actually, it's not cool, but there's something about it that's just really cool. And it's the websites that are barely even designed that I feel like have the best design. Have a look at this one. This is, I believe, one of the founders of Loom. He's the one that is kind of going a bit popular right now.
I saw his post.
He got bored,
Yeah.
he's rich, and now he doesn't know what to do. This is his site. This is cool.
I think I've
I
seen
love
this. It's very simple, yeah.
Yeah.
This thing is going kind of viral right now, I feel
This
like.
type of... Dude, it's been there for a while. This type of trend, though. It's just evergreen.
It's like very raw HTML
Yeah.
looking.
Yeah.
honestly.
We actually just emailed him yesterday.
Uh-huh.
We're not in contact with him, so it was total cold email. Hope we're going to follow up. We will get a response from him, right? But the essence of it was we're exploring a tangent where we're covering both sides of podcasting. I think this is something that's new. I don't think anyone has ever explored this yet. So imagine someone's going, we're telling them, look, you are an exited founder. You have money. And especially like Loom's founder, right? We were thinking of him and we were like, look, what can we do for him that's interesting? So we told them, hey, you start a podcast, right? You have time, you have money. But guess what? He doesn't have an income, right now. So assume he doesn't have to pay a thing for the podcast. We'll do it at cost. He starts a podcast and now he has a bit of clout behind him now. We take that. We first, using his network, we'll tell him, look, what are the 3 most ambitious guests you can book? We book 1, 2, 3, other 3 really important founders. We take this information and we then go to a sponsor. So recently we've been chatting to a few sponsors as well who are looking to sponsor podcasts in our niche. So they're talking to us like, hey, what do you think of the current landscape? Who should we sponsor? Who would make for a good, investment? And these sponsors are like 10, 20K a month, at least for the newer podcasts. So we start a new podcast. We finance it with the fund, right, with the sponsor. The sponsor is directly paying us to be able to produce this. He gets a free podcast, top tier production, and we get 10 or 20% of equity in the podcast.
Got it. Okay.
And that equity can grow because some of our clients, they make like 500 grand or $1 million in sponsors on each episode.
Right. That's a lot of money, 10%, right?
Yeah.
Have you guys done this before? No, it's the first time you're pitching.
First time, dude. It just came, it's just an idea that somehow came because of the environment. And I was like,
What about the model
that's
though?
insane.
Like this?
I don't think it's been done.
Okay.
I got inspired from listening to IPL. IPL is not the show itself,
Okay.
the episode on the business of IPL by Acquired.
Okay.
And he spoke about how Lalit Modi,
Uh-huh.
he always was a guy who did 2 deals, right? Like he went to one person, said, I have this. Then they went to the other, said, I have this, and then made both work. So that's what we're
It's
doing.
a little bit about. It's a little bit of pretending though too.
It
Okay.
is.
Okay.
As long as
Which
you're
is fine.
positioned correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just fine. Yeah.
That's an interesting
I
idea.
mean, in a sense, I do that all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
I'm like, I know this guy. I know this guy. So like,
Yeah.
is that okay? Interesting.
What is Skye working on?
So, I think this is different from what most agencies like people are starting off with nowadays, and is also something you talked about in your video where you're like, we don't niche down, and we haven't yet. So when you ask me what we're working on, it's pretty much everything except performance marketing. Okay.
What does that even mean? Because everything is so broad, right?
Websites. We
Right.
started primarily with branding. Okay? Both of us are. So he's into UI UX, branding, website. No code. We don't want to get into code because we don't find it's not required anymore unless you have very custom requirements, right?
So websites on like Framer, Webflow,
Framework, yeah, mostly Framework, and Shopify as well if they want to run an e-commerce. So that's the branding bit of it. Then we initially started we was exploring, and we did a little bit of SEO. Again, SEO is not SEO and performance marketing. I would just outsource it to other people. It's not something we do internally. But social media became one of our strong suits as well. I started posting content. We grew like 3 accounts, like 10K in like 3 months, organically, completely organic. And then we started boosting. So we were like, why not? So it's like 2 pillars where we're calling it storytelling, and the other one is branding. And the thing I keep hearing is about how to make money faster and quicker is if you niche down in one vertical, then you become a specialist in it, right? And you're just known in the circle. You're just getting more bigger and bigger deals. I feel like it's a personal thing, though. I completely agree with that logic. It's just that I feel like you're restricted then, because then you're putting yourself in a box, and you know only that, right? Or like your life is revolving around that one thing until you exit it. So I'm just trying to hit everything at the same time, see what clicks the best. And right now it seems to be working pretty well. And I just like trying new shit all the time. And people make sure they keep me grounded. But I don't like saying no to things. So for example, recently we shot an ad. I produced my first ad.
First ad.
First ad.
Like
So
actually going in and shooting it, or
got a whole ass team. And do you guys know Pizza Bakery and Paris Panini?
yeah, yes, I think so.
Yeah, so they're launching a new restaurant in like May.
Let me actually search it up just to
Yeah.
make sure I'm thinking of the right one.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
might have gone there like 2 weeks ago.
You're just curious, like, how do you scale from there, though? Like,
Hmm.
I mean, let's say if you don't niche down,
Yeah.
and maybe you don't have a direction to, okay, these are the people that I want to target based on their domain.
Are these the guys with the amazing garlic breads?
Yes. Yes.
I love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Stuffed garlic bread. Yeah.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was
Yeah.
fuck.
Those guys. So that guy's insane. But sorry, I didn't.
Sorry, Sam.
Yeah.
How do you define your ICP then? Who are the people that you are looking for?
So as I said, most of the leads are inbound. I'm not gonna say no to most people unless they have money. If they have money, I'm good, right? And it's money and communication. I'm good with those 2 things. I will look into what services they need. I'll tell them what we can do. And again, our strongest suit, I wouldn't stick it to a skill or like these, like for example, podcasting or like websites. Or I wouldn't stick it to that. I would say I have a strong network. Again, I would credit college to that as well, because when someone comes to me, that like anything in the creative space that they need it done, I can get it done. Because I
You
know,
have your people in college.
yeah, a lot of people in college.
Dude, for us, the main point of constraint is people. And
Okay.
especially like right now, creatives more than anything.
Okay, I have an Excel sheet. Like I'll show you. The UI, UX, graphic designers, editors.
We have this sheet as well, but
Okay.
good talent, like really good people are
Right.
rare. They're
That's
obviously
true.
going to be rare.
That's true.
But
Yeah.
yeah. When you were talking about niche, right? And how you like to try out everything and see what sticks. That is basically the stage in which you don't have a niche and you're trying to figure things out. Now, obviously, if you have this one area, like let's say ads started accounting for 80% of your profits, right? And now you're just like, what if I just change my messaging to reflect everything to ads? Don't you think you'd profit more overall?
We'd profit more, but I feel like
You'd learn less maybe in other verticals, but you
Yeah.
learn more about ads.
True.
I mean, sorry,
yeah.
like recording ads, not because you mentioned you stay away from performance
Yeah, I don't
marketing.
like performance. Yeah.
Production, I mean.
Production. Yeah. That's true, but I think that's looking at it from the lens of like from a monetary lens, right? Um, I'm I feel like at this stage I want to like look beyond that because I don't want to really exit quickly.
Why?
Not thought about that yet. Not gonna lie, but I want to be able to like be like a 360, like Ogilvy, pretty much.
But then you see, you've got to ask why, right? Because like for us, the goal is super clear. We want to dominate in this one vertical in this because we have ICP. We want venture capital funds, get like all of them, right? Like Pokemon cards, do it for everyone, and then that's the end game, right? From there, we will have decent enterprise value. We could perhaps exit. We could do whatever we want, but more importantly, obviously, build the connections with these venture capital funds. Why are the means called podcasting? Even getting to know you right now is because of podcasting, because this generates value for both of us in a way.
Right. Yeah. Is this how it usually starts? I'm just curious. So you get your guests. I mean, for your clients, do they talk to each other first, or this is just it's like they jump in?
Our clients, in a sense,
Like your customers, like
right?
people. Yeah.
Like, do we get them on a podcast? You mean?
Yeah. Yeah. When you.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. No, so none of our clients are based here. All of them
Hmm.
are based in New York.
Got it.
New York and SF and maybe 1, 2 other places.
So, but do you do it remotely or like?
So it depends. Earlier we didn't cover production, so it is a newer arm. We covered everything apart from like actually going in and shooting. Now, however, we have whoa, there's a white cat behind you. Um, we have like studio partners in New York, and we have a freelance video producer in SF. So, and then again, it depends. Like one of our clients recently, he traveled to Cape Town. Somehow, one of us had a friend in Cape Town who is into production. Boom, we pulled up a really cinematic production, right? So it's more like recording. Like this stuff is logistics. As long as you can pull off logistics anywhere in the world, you're fine. Who cares? You don't have to be there and record.
Again, knowing the right people.
Yeah.
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 True.
Or not even knowing the right people. Like to find studios in New York, I just had to call like 15 of them, right? And see like, hey, who's interested, who's decent, try out 2 or 3 of them, find the one. And now it's like one studio. They even go anywhere for us, right? They'd go offsite. Granted, they're a bit expensive, but it's reliable.
And I'm assuming the quality is great as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably pretty better than our setup right here. But
This looks like this. This looks
it's Bangalore vibes, I don't want to make it like overproduced or anything.
Yeah.
Here, dead plant.
Came with the house.
Yeah, all of this is with the house.
Yeah.
But another thing here, Varun, was that earlier our agency, right? We were doing short form content, and our short form stuff was for like everyone, dude. It was for electronic channels on YouTube, like hardware. We had comedy skits. We had a podcast, a tech podcast. And then we had like another, probably like some totally random community type of YouTube channel, right? From all of these, we got best results for the tech podcast, which also happens to be one of the most profitable niches.
Tech in general, right?
Tech podcast in the sense it was business stories, to be honest, but the podcast technology fell under technology. Yeah. Technology and business. So we got best results for them. And then we're like, okay, awesome. Why not use these results to get more of them? Because we can't go and use the electronics' results and then try to get more tech podcasts. So it's like, look, we're getting results here. Why not just get more of these guys? So we get 1 or 2 more of these guys. Then the fourth actually asks us, hey, I don't just want shorts. I don't want to be working with 2-3 agencies who are doing little bits of everything. I want one person to do everything. I like you guys. Why don't you try?
Got it. Okay, that makes sense. I mean,
it's not like we started off being like, this is what we want to do. It's more like we do everything and then we got a direction, right? And in RW, which is like my community, whenever, now if I try to reverse engineer how I would have gotten here faster, I'd have a more structured approach to finding a niche.
okay.
But yeah.
How do you structure it better?
exactly this way, right? So you think of what makes a good niche instead of going for comedy skits, because that wouldn't be scalable. Like, they don't have enough money. It's just low reward, right? Whereas tech podcast is big time, and they also have budgets. So imagine taking three of these. First of all, figuring out if it works out, is this a good niche to then pursue and then become a bigger player in? So imagine taking three of these for your offer and then testing each one out quickly and then killing it or doubling down. Basically, it's pretty simple.
Okay, interesting. But you got all that after 2 years, 3 years?
I would say like a year and a half.
Year and a
Yeah.
half. Quick, man. You guys are very quick. Oh, that's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's insane.
Not as quick as we want, obviously, but
Can always be better, but
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah,
saying
yeah.
from a third person, it's crazy.
we didn't have university or anything, right?
Right. Okay, I mean, advantages to both.
How much
Yeah.
time? How do you spend your time?
It is annoying, man. That's one of the, like, that's why I'm waiting to get out of college. I have like 30 days left. I don't have college every day. It depends. It's very course specific. Sometimes most of the professors are chill. The only thing that's strict about in our college is attendance. That's the key problem in college. I know that I advertise them a lot, but one of the worst parts is they don't incentivize competition. There's no reason for you to be better than other people.
Interesting.
How much
This-
attendance do you have? Like,
a minimum 80%, or else you're screwed. You fail otherwise, because they're okay with anything. You can literally pull up in like underwear to college. They're okay with that, but they're not okay with like
Dude, I need to visit. You've spoken too much about it now.
you need to come. You need to come. Yeah, it's very chill. But bro, the professors like vape in class.
Really?
Yeah, they're too chill. So
I feel like I'd be mad though.
yeah. I mean, it depends on. It's like again the creative people, right? So it's like hippie culture sort of.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I would
depends.
say we're definitely like in Atomic, we're definitely more of like founders / entrepreneurs than
Right.
even creatives or podcast people.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's a different mix then. Yeah. But when you said managing time, again, it's not every day. So it's like 3 days a week. Now it's 3 days a week for me. I had to be there Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So all my important calls, I push them post like 3:34. And I use the morning to get personal shit done. Anything that doesn't need to be on call. And I stay up till like 10:30. Wake up in the morning to do any physical shit like sports. Yeah. Otherwise, my Tuesday, Thursday weekends are chill. Like I can focus on myself and the business.
What's the biggest win you've had recently in terms of your agency?
This, I mean, it's the biggest deal we closed till now,
Sure,
but that's
that
always
is
going to
the-
happen. So
That's
I'm
the
not,
biggest win, but
yeah,
yes,
it's
yes.
till now. That's the first thing that popped in my head. We closed this. We're building a product from scratch. It's this financial consulting app. They're based in Delhi. The dude running the business has been running a firm for like past 12 years, and he wants to do something bigger. And we were basically making AI all-in-one this thing. So we just finished like the first phase. That's what I was talking about yesterday, the double diamond thing. I'm not sure if you saw it, but we're finally moving into the development side of it. So we're building the design, but essentially the whole project starts is really fun, from branding, naming, everything. And in terms of money, it's also the best. We've got the biggest margins we've made, the least amount of work I've had to do, and the most money I've made pretty much.
Right. And how do you pay your team?
So for this project specifically, we have the best UI UX designer I know personally. He's in fact my roommate. It's a crazy dude. So that's what I meant by college is a great place. He worked on like HDFC Ergo's insurance stuff. Like he's a crazy dude. So we pay. He's like the lead on this project, and then there's me and Vedant who are like managing it. And then we have a couple of interns, and we have another dudes for this phase. But when we move on to tech for the development of it, they're using their own software development team that's in Delhi. So up till then, it's like a 5-man team, and we're paying them not on salary, just on a project-to-project basis for this. Yeah.
The next thing is, if you guys are having like multiple services and you're not exactly specialized in one, isn't it more difficult when you're trying to sell? Because normally the way we're selling is, hey, look, this podcast is just like yours. Same niche, same everything, and we got them these results. Here are the results. We could do it for you. Right? Basically the oversimplified version of how we sell using our existing client base. How does that work for you?
So we have results in, like you said, we have case studies for websites. We have case studies for social media. We have when we do have case studies, from my perspective, I don't see what's restricting me from pitching to these guys. When they're coming to me and they're asking me, have you done this before? I have done it before. And I've made it work as well. And then when they come for other services, I might be like, okay, I've not done it, but I'm willing to give it a shot. That's what happened with Pizza Bakery, for example. We are supposed to be running only
How did you get them actually?
He hit me up on Instagram.
The dude straight up just messaged you on
Yeah,
Instagram.
he just messaged me on Instagram. Just DM me on Instagram.
Damn.
Yeah.
To their garlic bread.
It slaps. It does slap. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
we will actually go like towards the end of the founder house, or whenever we have like a win. That garlic bread was damn good. We'll celebrate with it. They probably got way more advertising of this, but yeah, go on.
well, yeah, that guy's also insane. I'm yet to have a proper sit down with him because we only started working with them less than a month ago. And he initially signed us on as a retainer for all 3 of his restaurants chains, right? And he's like, "What can you do for the opening of my restaurant?"
New one?
New one. It's going to open beginning of May, end
Where?
of April, 12th May in Indiranagar.
No, where? Indiranagar.
Yeah,
Okay.
Indira. Yeah. One of the main, most important, like busy roads. And I'm like, yeah, cool, I'll do it. So I headed down to his office, pitched him. He liked it, signed us. And he's like, can you do ads? I'm like, never done it. He's like, are you down? He's like, just try it, go for it. I'm like, cool, yeah, why not, you know? So that's, and it turned out, we posted one. There's still more yet to come. The good ones are yet to come, so I'm waiting. So if it performs well, then I'll have a good case study there as well. So yeah, I just don't see, there's 2 angles to it. While I love money, I don't want to restrict myself to like just go down one path in that one direction.
Super generalist though.
Yeah, I like to be a journalist. Yeah, but it's a personal choice. I see.
No, I get that. But what do you want to do in the future? I'm sure you do. Would you want to be running your agency 5 years down the line?
Yeah, I want to get into. I've thought about this quite a bit. I kind of want to be like a floating CMO.
Floating CMO.
Yeah,
Fractional in a way.
fractional basically. But yeah, there's these. This is one page. I forgot the name. But they just talk about these. They call them floating CMOs now. I don't know why. Because they're just moving around
Floating.
everywhere.
Okay, I've heard
Yeah.
of fractional CFOs.
Same thing though.
Same
concept.
thing, same concept,
Yeah,
okay.
where they're like in multiple companies.
Yeah, just a bit sort of.
Yeah, and they're different verticals though, because they can't work with competitors, obviously, right?
Right.
So that's sort of where I want to see myself, and like a consultant.
Well, why fractional? Because you wanna remain. You wanna have like you wanna keep learning in different verticals.
I want to keep learning, and I feel like I like to take event management as an example. Okay, I don't know if you guys have been in the space, but I've not personally, but I know a lot of people who have been, and I've seen behind the scenes a lot. Do you guys know Under 25? Okay, it's this community that's been building for the last like 15 years. Based in Bangalore, the guy's huge. His name is Anto. So I happened to meet him at one of his events, and he needed help with an installation, like a physical installation, decorate the fuck out of a tree. So we did it. I saw, one, how much money these guys made. Second, how much it helps to be a generalist. Because at events like this, it's a very specific use case again, but I think it's the best example. The event manager, the dude needs to know production. He needs to know lights. He needs to know stage, artist management, installation management, parking, everything. He needs to know a little bit about everything. And there has to be one guy doing this. And that guy, one, gets paid the most and gets the most like inbound leads as well. Because if anyone thinks about event, they're going to be like, oh, fine, this guy. I think that's the angle that I'm coming at. Is that when someone's thinking about shit marketing and design, like, fuck, Varun knows. You know, you can get shit done. That's the angle I'm looking at it from. Yeah. A more like holistic approach. But I get your point about not being able to focus. I think that's a fractional CMO specific thing. Again, that's something I'll have to explore. I've not been in that space.
Wait, how old are you again?
20. I just turned 21.
21.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You guys are 21. You're 21.
I'm 22.
I'm-
He's 20.
20. Okay. You don't look 21.
Huh?
You don't look 20.
Why? The
You
beard.
look
It's probably
older.
the
It's a
beard,
It's
right?
a beard. I could never grow a beard. Yeah.
Why? Just genetics.
Just genetics, yeah.
Nice.
Genetics.
Would you like to?
I would like to be able to. I don't know if I'll keep it or not, but I don't have the choice.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to ask you more about your origin story. So, where did you start out? And agency is like looks like a later approach, like something that you moved on to.
You start with
after-
freelancing?
Yeah, like every design student.
Of course, but
Yeah.
then what was the point where you decided that, okay, now I'm ready for an agency model?
First was freelancing, like I said. Exploring, actually. I sold a bunch of t-shirts in college. That's my first, like, the first amount of money I ever made. Like, I don't know, like 20,000 rupees or some shit. Yeah. And it was fun. It was fun. I realized I like selling then. And then just a lot of
What about selling?
things. What about selling? I don't know. It's as simple as just liking money, man. I don't know.
Yeah. And did you suck at the start? How was selling for you? You
Not
think you
really.
have a-
That's the thing. I
You have
felt.
an affinity towards it?
I think so. I think I'm comfortable selling shit. Yeah. I never felt like shit I had to overcome something. Like I've definitely learned and fucked up a lot. But I never like
What was your biggest fuck up here?
in terms of
Sales.
sales. We've learned, I don't know, like looking back, I feel like I fucked up. Like many things. Like we would waste our time making too many proposals unnecessarily when it's not required. Not asking the right questions, getting the specifics, like all the basic things you start when you're running an agency. But I mean, sorry to answer his question first. Freelancing, internship. As I was saying, I was interning in remote in US. At the same time, my co-founder Vedant was interning in Mumbai for his agency called Fruit Bowl. And we left at the same time. I left because I got burnt out. I was working till like 4 because they're working mostly US timings. So I had to work till 4, and back then in first and second year of college, you had to go to college like every day. It wasn't just chill. So I had to wake up early as well. So like I had like 4-5 hours of sleep, and I need like 10 hours, 8 hours of sleep, or else I just lose my shit. So I got burnt out. I'm like, I canned the guys. I'm like, it's not working out for me. Initially I was okay because I was like, fuck, I'm getting $200 a month. That's insane. You know, they're sending me pizzas every 2 weeks. So I was happy with that. And he also left it at the same time. I also left it, and we were living together. And a lot of Iman came on my feed. So I'm like, okay, we can do this shit ourselves. Then he took it as his thesis. It wasn't so serious then. And our first clients were actually companies we interned with. There was this contract management software company called Contractsy, and they were our first client. And to 20,000 rupees per month, we literally did everything. That's how we started. That was our first
Origin
just the two of
story.
us. Yeah, that's the origin story.
Nice.
The first case study. We did website, SEO, socials, and like everything.
Did you get results as well?
Yeah, we got results.
Results.
Yeah,
Good.
good thing. I think that's what kept us going. It didn't fail, even though we didn't make money.
Especially for the first client, if you don't get results, then it's
Demotivating.
it's demotivating, and then you get another, and then you're not confident. Still, it affects your confidence, which is a big deal, I think.
I think that's the same thing that happened in my content as well. It didn't, like, I got lucky. Like, it performed well from the start
You have a very distinct style,
of like talking or
Content.
like content.
content overall, right?
Okay. Okay.
It's just straight to camera. Do you record with your phone?
Yeah, same shit.
Yeah,
I
same.
don't use the mic, nothing. Yeah.
Nothing, right? Dude, yeah, that is why it stands out. It's just literally just you. Okay, here we go. And then it's the same sort of tone.
Yeah. It's
And
monotonous.
yeah, dude, yeah, but at the same time it works because it stands out. It's like you just pulled out your phone. Okay, now I'm going to speak. This is what I'm gonna. It's cool in a way, and you don't shy away from putting text on your nose.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of people. That's a small thing. That's a visual thing. Again, I feel like that's where, like you said, where
It
does design
helps.
help? Yeah, it helps because I feel like I have this problem. I'm trying to like fix it, but I speak way too fast. I feel like it's tough for most people to understand me. So initially when I was posting, I didn't even post the first few videos I shot, by the way, because everyone's like, bro, like chill a bit, like you're going too fast. You need to add captions. I didn't even have captions. The first video I posted, every video has captions now, but when I initially was putting it out, and they're like, you need to add captions, man. So I'm like, cool, I'll add captions. And I hated hyper editing back then because I'm like, one is shit's dying down, and I see this thing everywhere across all verticals. People are just done with this, like a dopamine bombarding shit, you know. So I wanted to keep it really simple, really raw, and I wanted people to listen to me. Like that. That was the main like point. Yeah. And like I was saying, I got lucky where the first video went viral. So then, like you said, it didn't demotivate you.
Shit, but dude, that is damn lucky actually.
Yeah.
Because what if it didn't, right? And nor did
Right.
you second, third, fourth until like let's say the 20th. Would
Yeah.
you have continued?
Yeah.
Do you think you would have?
Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe not. I would have actually, because I see the potential. But back then, I didn't see what content could do for you. Now that I see it, I definitely want to get more into content. I want to do YouTube. I want to post more
I
regularly.
was gonna ask what's the plan with content later? Like what is?
Yeah.
Why?
I think that's one thing it's not my first priority as of now. Just simply due to the lack of time. I'm really waiting for college to get over, because then I want to post very regular on Instagram, and I want to go on YouTube and be more specific, be more marketing, more design, not talk about generalist shit, not talk about trending topics. I really want to educate on my YouTube.
I started that way.
Okay.
And then I feel like education might not be the best place for YouTube. Like there are long form podcasts, right? Like this one, which hopefully people are able to learn something from. And then the other side of YouTube is entertainment. And then you sort of have a duty to get views, right? Because what if you make a banging informational video and it just gets 1,000 views? Sure, you might have made an impact to those small amount of people. But as you were saying, why did you start your agency? Because in a way, Iman popping up on your socials helped. Did Iman give you specific knowledge or did he give you the motivation?
The motivation, of course. Yeah.
So what is more important? Is it information or is it inspiring people?
Inspiring, definitely. No, I agree. But I just thought YouTube, I mean.
No, that's
obviously we know
totally
what-
fine.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
information is obviously vital. But that is why my mind has sort of shifted and I've been more okay to be able to showcase a life which makes people want to aspire. And I feel like that in itself might make a bigger difference than the information itself. And guess what? You can actually get paid for the information. The Fuck House podcast is proudly sponsored by IRW, the Indian Institute of Remote Work, a community of young and ambitious Indian entrepreneurs that are exporting their services globally. We have 2 cohorts in a year, in the summer and in the winter, where you can apply to get access to in-person meetups, trips, and classes on starting your freelance journey, whether it's getting your first client or whether it's hiring team members past the 10K a month mark. If you're a young, ambitious Indian, this is the place to be.
But do you guys
Which
mix
is-
it up now?
In a sense?
Like you put lifestyle content and
Yeah, I try to. But obviously the informational content is a lot worse than I feel like the lifestyle.
Actual content.
Yeah. The actual shit, you
Yeah.
know, that people might benefit from.
That's so true. I was testing this out yesterday itself. So like I said, I started posting off more. I noticed any video of mine that goes viral is either trending topics or I'm talking about money.
I saw the tax one.
Yeah. Either money or trending, right?
Yeah.
Because that's what the algorithm
That was
likes.
both in a way.
That is both. Yeah.
Yeah.
But isn't that the case only on Instagram and short form content platforms?
Short form content. Yeah.
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 But like as Subah was saying, with long form content, there are different ways to ace at it. Like basically win on long form content. What are your plans? Like as you said that you want to go more mainstream into design and brand building, right? How do you plan on doing that?
One of my main things was to have open conversations with people. And I tried this like a podcast. It's pretty much a podcast, right? But I want to because why do people want to listen to me when I can get someone else bigger than me on it? And I have the ability to do that. I know the people, I know they're willing to do it. And I tried this out in college live and it was really great. A really small crowd. I got the founder of Under 25, the community I was talking about. And people learned a lot and he also enjoyed it because it's a small focus group. So you're not talking to a
It's
huge...
like a fireside chat.
It was like 30 to 50 people.
Yeah, still a fireside chat.
Yeah. So it's not like a crazy amount where you can't... Like everyone could have a conversation with him almost.
Yeah, and that is essentially the fireside. Like people can basically ask him in between as well if they have anything.
Yeah,
Yes, correct.
yeah. I'm not aware of the term. Those are called?
It's called fireside chat.
Fireside.
Fireside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's a VC thing. They have a lot of these community events where they host people. They get a founder, like one big founder, and then they get a bunch of people who aspire maybe to be like him. So yeah.
Right. And that was the same intention. And I would like let him speak. I would try and like guide the conversation. After some point, I don't have to do anything because then the conversation carries itself. The people carry it.
You know, with RW, how do you know anything about it?
I was on the WhatsApp community when he started. I think half a year ago?
Yeah, I would say so. The community started a while back, like the WhatsApp group, right? But that is more external than internal. Then actually the paid members who are, I would say, the part of the founding cohort. One of the reasons why I think RW is doing well is because of the community that we've curated in real life. So it's not just a community where, it's remote and decentralized, like almost all like info communities, right? We actually got everyone together, and I'm no longer the spotlight. So we had a meetup in Bangalore. We had like 20,
Last
30
weekend,
people,
right?
something like that. Yeah, last weekend.
Yeah.
And I'm just breaking the ice, making people meet each other. And then at one point, I'm pretty sure I was just talking to one person, and the others were all like so engaged amongst each other. And I really, really enjoyed that, right?
And
Because
it's a very good thing to see also.
Yeah.
Because it's not dependent on you.
yeah,
It's
that's
yeah.
amazing. And
Yeah.
I don't feel like I want to be the spotlight. I feel like people, like especially like the ones who are in RW, they know enough of me. I'm teaching them literally, right? So it's like now you'd benefit more from meeting people like here. So
Did you
that's
like
been really
specifically
cool.
like curate some of the audience to get interesting people, or
Yeah, no, we did. We had like a selection process. So we didn't let everyone in at all.
even the guests? It was it's
There's no guests. Simply
okay,
like
everyone.
paid members.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that way the audience is tight as well. Like,
Dude,
it's
yeah.
like-
And
okay.
for example, the price for the first cohort was 29 grand. So it's all like decent people as well. So price in itself is like a barrier.
I want to get in. I don't know though. I'm gonna be honest. Creating a community from scratch.
Dude, I didn't want to do it because it sounds scammy, right? It feels like everyone
Yeah,
does
I don't want
it.
to sell a course.
I don't want to, dude.
Yeah.
Same,
Yeah,
same.
yeah.
But I think there's a bigger benefit to it. Like, there's no good community here. Like, dude, the energy there is contagious. If I can do that in mass, I'm gonna do it.
That's very interesting. How do you go about it though? I was looking into WAP. I was looking into all this shit. I'm like,
Dude, that's just a platform. It's not a business. School is not a business. WOP is. I mean, school in itself is a business, but for like creators,
get what you
school
mean.
is not the business.
it's a way. It's
yes,
a stage.
it's
Yeah.
just a platform.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. And what's more important, if you're ever looking into a community, would be to do it the right way and live up to your promises, because everyone just fails to live up to their own promises. It's insane. The creators, yeah, they
What
don't do what they say.
expectations do you set when people join?
We tell them exactly what we're going to do. We don't attach any number to it. You will earn X, Y. No, dude. We'll tell you, look, here's what I did. Here's exactly what I'm going to teach you. Make an informed decision. But guess what? This is just the knowledge part, right? You'll actually benefit more from your investment from the friends you'll make. And that has come true for like more than half the members.
But that's physically meeting them.
yes, we
And
like
that-
physically meet as well.
And how many like meetups do you guys organize?
We did like in every city. So we did one in Pune, Mumbai, Kolkata, Bangalore. Pune, Mumbai, Kolkata, Bangalore. And now the next one is in Delhi. And people started flying to the meetups.
Okay.
So that's cool.
Okay.
And like people even stick around after we leave.
Yeah, obviously.
Generally.
But my goal, like, sorry, this is a big tangent, right? But in 5 years, I want like physical buildings, you know?
You want a physical space?
Yeah. For that.
Just for that. Like, so not your office.
No. For Atomic, no, we don't need an office
Right.
at all.
So you just want a place for like you basically
Co-working.
your brand. Okay.
Co-working type of space.
Got it.
So,
Okay.
yeah, that's
That'd be
my-
sick. That'd be sick.
That would be sick.
There's a lack of that in this country, especially.
Yeah, I think so. Like members only co-working, where we also have like smart people come in, present sometimes, etc.
Like small workshops.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Yeah. And if you really curate the audience, the energy is gonna be
Exactly.
insane. Yeah.
Exactly.
How do you do that? Manually? Are you just vetting everyone?
Distribution, this stuff, content.
Yeah, but like
Yeah.
how are you vetting the applications?
Manually. Yeah.
Yes. You're doing it, or you have a team and like.
The first batch was just me, and we only do this in batches for now. So, yeah, that is how we structured the community in a way so that it's not scammy, and I get over the stigma of, selling a course.
I don't know, man. I really don't like the course thing at all. I was like, how can I monetize? I've not monetized my audience at all.
But
I mean, I don't have
do
that
it
much of an
sooner than
audience.
later.
But do you think like 40K is a good? I have 40K only on Instagram, so
I'd say no. Get into YouTube as well,
okay, yeah, and then I should do it.
because another thing is, some creators they're gonna wait until it's too long. Like now they have 1 million followers, they have a decent reputation, but they don't realize that a product in itself is the first iteration. You're starting a product with 5 followers, right? In terms of quality.
In a sense, yeah.
And now to grow that product in itself, in its quality, is going to take iterations. So imagine you have a brand of 1 million followers and your product itself is poor quality. You lose so much face.
Yeah,
Whereas
fair.
if you start early, you
You
build
can
the
fuck up.
product with you as you grow. So yeah, that was why I started sooner than later.
Okay. But you're saying do YouTube first and then
Yeah, I don't want to be making reels, man.
fair. Yeah, I don't see you making real specific stuff.
I do, but what do you think of reels overall? In terms of like, do you want to be known for that?
No, definitely not. What is your origin story though?
I guess origin story, it goes like way back, right? Because I feel like everything from there on was a chain reaction. Cheap plug here to the new podcast, Chain Reaction. Welcome to Chain Reactions, an ad hoc podcast by Atomic Growth that deeply explores the moments that triggered or started remarkable outcomes. For context on me, I run Atomic Growth alongside an exceptional team that specializes in end-to-end podcasting for some of the largest VCs and tech companies in the world, representing the likes of Acquired, South Park Commons, Henrique Dubugra of Brex, and Kleiner Perkins. I hope that this show inspires you to start or triggers your chain reactions wherever you are in your entrepreneurial journey. But everything from there was a chain reaction, right? And it started from, what do you call it? It started from me creating a theme page on Instagram on like a fitness page, right? I was a fat kid, started losing weight, got into the gym, so I made these fitness theme pages.
You're like 14, 15?
Yeah, I think like 15 or something like that. 15, 16 maybe? From the theme pages, basically, we used to copy others' reels on TikTok. I went through like so much shit to get TikTok.
It wasn't there?
No, it was banned.
It is after the ban. Okay.
After the ban.
Okay.
So I went through some shit, got TikTok, and then I used to basically export TikTok, import it into Instagram because TikTok's algorithm was better. And then we grew these pages on Instagram. And then I'm like, yo, now I know everything about the fitness reel industry. Then I started making it myself. Even though I had a horrible physique, but I started doing that. Then, because reels at this time were still new, I feel like with my newly acquired knowledge, and I was able to grow my own page a bit. This Iman, right? He was looking for short form experts, short form people.
Not editors, just people who knew their shit.
No, you look for edit. I applied for both. I applied for social media manager, editor. I applied like thrice. Then the third time I got in, and then I did that for like 8 months. Had more short form clients by that time, and I don't know what is the term for this. Do you guys know when you're working like more than one job? Something lighting, no? Something lighting, moonlighting.
Moonlighting, yeah.
I was doing that. I didn't know that it was bad at that time, or it was like a unethical. I had no idea.
It's unethical. People do it all the time.
It was like a contract agreement.
Okay.
So it was like they expect us to be employees, but they want to treat us like contractors. Which, to be honest, we're also doing in Atomic, except that I don't think we fire like they do.
They're very high in fire, eh? Very quick. Yeah.
At least back then. I don't know how it is now. And then because I was like, dude, my family was dependent on this income, and I didn't, like, I couldn't just have one source, right, of income, because it was like I didn't know if they were very high in fire. So then I had other short form clients, and then I met Arthur online, kind of merged, and went from there. And then again here we had the 4 different types of short form clients, did well for technology, and then
At Atomic, we have evolved from like a generalist approach to like a more niche approach.
even within the niche though, our offerings have expanded vertically, no?
Yeah.
Like we've started doing so many different things for podcasting as well.
We started with short form, now we're like end to end.
So from what I know, you guys do, short form, and you guys do blogs and articles from it as well, right? And what else? A lot?
Guest, like episode dubbing recently
Okay.
into different languages for specific episodes.
You guys do that through AI or?
Yeah, through AI.
Okay. I thought you get like people who like.
That'd be insane. We're super like experimentative.
Okay.
I know you really like to do different things, right? And learn a lot.
Yeah.
It's the same, just under the umbrella of podcasting.
I get what you mean. Actually, if I could rephrase that answer, I would say we still have our specialties.
An umbrella? What is that umbrella?
I wouldn't say umbrella. I would say specialty. I would say like website branding, UI UX.
So it's just a big umbrella.
A big ass umbrella, yeah. So these are 3 verticals that are like the base. Our biggest paying clients projects have always come from these 3 things. Only recently has it been social media retainers as well.
How much do you want to grow your agency?
I don't know, man. A lot.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's. I don't want to be realistic, so I'll say 100,000.
How about this year?
This year, 50,000 would be great, honestly, if I could do end of this year. I don't know if that's possible. That's almost tripling.
In 3 bullet points, how are you going to do that?
Really work on outbound. Because right now, as I said, I think outbound is the weakest. I've always been learning because I've been so dependent on the people I know and just talking to people that I've failed a lot in like email campaigns or like simply LinkedIn automations, anything, right? It's not really worked out for me. Something I'd love to learn. Second, I would say product, digital products to be specific.
Digital products.
Yeah, like
Like services for them or creating a digital product?
creating digital
Like
product,
what?
building products. So for example, like the financial consulting app I was talking about. UX pretty much.
Isn't that a big diversion?
No, we already do that. We've done that a couple of times. We do that in college as well. That's what our courses were, both of us specifically. That's what we're good at as well. We like doing it, and pays the most, by far the biggest margins. And it's not a lot of people know how to do it as well. It's a very like UX UI under one, like a 5-man team is rare. Yeah. I don't know if you guys have heard of Obvious. Studio Obvious. They got bought recently. They started out by going into products, they built Swiggy's design system.
Right.
And recently they got acquired for, I don't know, I don't know how much they got. I don't know the exact number, but a lot of money, basically. And all they did was product. Their case studies are beautiful. It's amazing. They showed how they increased people's sales through design.
Can you have a look? Do you have them?
Yeah. So this is a Kotak case. Let me show you the Swiggy. Yeah. So they built their design system from scratch.
We helped Swiggy ship a multi-brand product 2 times faster. Again, it's storytelling with visuals, right?
Yeah, crazy case studies. Yeah. And obviously the work done is, everyone's using it in the city. I mean, across India. So speaks for itself.
But this is not like retainers, right? This is more like one-time work, I believe.
It is one-time work.
That's
but
fine.
it's fine because it's like 6 months to a year-long project. So it's pretty much like a retainer.
But I just think it comes down to, what do you call it? Enterprise value. If you have recurring, then enterprise value is higher, especially if you're trying to sell it. If you're trying to sell an agency.
That would be if we solved our...
But dude, it is difficult for design and for brand to be on retainer.
It is difficult, yeah. That's why social media is somewhat like something to fall back on.
But if social media is how... Sorry, actually, you're probably saying something different. But if social media is how you're acquiring your clients, then it's attached to you, the founder, and then you can't sell it.
No, I meant that's why social media clients, like retainers, are like recurring revenue. That's what I'm trying to say. Because those deals are like 2,000, 2,500 a month. So that's okay. And that shows numbers, like you said, to people who might potentially want to buy.
Do you want to sell it?
Not
really, right?
not really, yeah. Not in my mind. Because I've heard, I don't know if it's true, you can confirm, that service business sell only 2x their value. Like
Revenue?
Revenue, sorry. Yeah. While product sells for a shit ton more, like 10x at least.
It totally depends.
On the service?
No, on like
business.
case-to-case basis.
Fair, yeah.
The few factors influencing the enterprise value of an agency: duration of contracts, whether they're recurring or not, vertical/niche, how dominant are they in that niche, right? So the more strategic an acquisition can be, the more value you get out of it. Clientele themselves, attrition rate, acquisition strategy, and even growth trajectory, right? So there are just so many variables, even for agencies. But the general rule is like you can get 4x, 4x EBITDA, 4 to 6x, and if you're really good, maybe more.
That's still more than I thought, or more than I heard. Yeah.
Yeah. But it would definitely be difficult to get like a 10 million exit, right?
Yeah. That's why product is just crazy. So that's where I see myself. But in like 4 or 5 years. Because I feel like that's where my interest also is. And we're building it for other people is gonna teach us how to build it for ourselves.
What do you want to build?
I wanna.
'Cause you said fractional CMO. What do you want to build? If you want to build something.
I don't know, man. Genuinely,
Okay.
it's something down the line. There's so many different ideas. I don't know what to stick onto. Like right now, I just saw Firebase yesterday, and I'm like, shit, AI like automation is going crazy. So there's so many different things. I'm not gonna settle on one thing until one problem like really clicks. I met this guy, like I have this mentor, and he was like, he asked me the same question. He's like, what are you gonna do after like college? Like where are you gonna move and blah 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 blah. And I'm like the moving dude in the company. Like I'm always like going to like Vedant is like the guy inside. Right? He's not the face. So he's like doing ops, managing ops and shit. And he's like go to one city, live for 2 months. Basically what are you doing? Right? And eventually you'll see problems that you'll want to solve. So I don't know what to decide on right now. Yeah. And I don't think I should also. But I'm keeping an open mind. Yeah. But third bullet point actually coming back would be focus on my content. Yeah. Because inbound just I don't even have to convince.
If it's working already, you might as well do more of it.
Yeah,
right?
more of it. And I know I'm not doing it properly. It's so haphazard. It's so like I
Why
don't
are you
have
not doing it properly then?
I don't have a why am I not doing properly is a lack of time. I'm not
Lack
gonna
of
complain.
time? Sure.
Yeah, I'm not gonna complain about time right now, but then I know I can have it more structured. Because right now, because of college, it's so I don't have a timetable for college. They don't give us a timetable. We don't have books, we don't have shit. They just call us whenever. Right? So it's very annoying. It's not up to my time is not in my control right now. And when it is fully, when the days are all mine, I can literally be like, okay, I wake up at this time, do this, do this, do this, and I can set like 2 hours a day just for content every day, which I can't right now. And what's wrong with my content right now is that it's there's no calendar. I mean, yeah, it's fine, but there's no consistency more than that. Like sometimes I'm posting like 3 a week, sometimes I'm not posting in 3 weeks. And then I want to get into long form as well. I want to do
We should do that.
yeah, I want to go like hard on LinkedIn.
On LinkedIn.
Yeah.
For client acquisition?
Yeah, for client acquisition. Way better on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Way better.
I think so.
Yeah. Because people you want are on LinkedIn. And having 10,000 followers on LinkedIn is like 100,000 on Instagram. I'd
Yeah,
say.
but in LinkedIn, you can also get a bunch of low quality followers too. You've got to be
True.
careful in that sense.
Yeah,
Of
yeah.
who you get. If you get 10,000 students, who cares, man?
That's true. That's true. But that's any platform, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but again, it depends on the type of content you make as well. So the type of content you would post on LinkedIn and who it attracts.
Depends on what you put out.
Yeah.
Yeah. True. I want to be very like business oriented, if that makes sense. So it reaches the right people with numbers, case studies. We recently now have the time finally to like we were working so much for the clients. If we got to work on ourselves, and I know we're building a lot of case studies for ourselves, and we've been putting it out. Can do more of that.
Yeah. Can I see some case studies by chance?
Sure.
Because right now, you and we've been working on case studies, and like to see. Let me actually also pull up a case study of ours, perhaps. Let me pull up the case study we did for HD and HD. It is a podcast by.
Quick one. But yeah.
Do you know Brex? Payments platform.
Brex.
Not payments, but yeah, I guess. Let me find it.
I want to do more like these. These are more like. I think these are something I wouldn't keep in the website though. I would keep it like a PDF to send it specifically to people.
Yeah, this is the PDF version. This is like after you have a call with the prospect, right? And you want to build credibility or show them, hey, by the way, look at this, just like you. Yeah.
What software do you guys use, by the way, for testing? This doesn't look like YouTube's interface.
No, this is A/B thumbnail test, something like that.
Oh.
Just gives you more data because YouTube only tests CTR, I believe, not average view duration per thumbnail, which is important.
I've heard a lot about, again, long form. You guys can test what, like 3-4 per video? 3. Is that the max you can try? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you can test as many.
No, he's asking on YouTube.
On YouTube?
On YouTube.
Yeah,
On YouTube,
3.
3, okay. As many on what?
This platform.
This platform.
As many thumbnails as humanly possible.
Okay. But on YouTube, so how do you find as a 3? You just serve visuals?
No, on YouTube, we only use one. So we use this external platform. We test like as many thumbnails as we want. and then it'll show us which wins, and then we just set that on YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's nice. Neat. Shit.
And then also title testing.
Yeah. How many titles though? Again, to test.
Depends on each episode. How many great ideas do you have?
No. How many can you though? Is
Unlimited.
that limited?
What?
The number of like.
Number of titles
Yeah.
that we can test.
As many, but then the more you put, the longer the time frame of the test as well. Because each variation needs at least 1 hour.
Got it.
And
And
you
the
want it
music
to repeat a few
It's-
times.
It's
the
too
test.
distributed also, the audience.
Yeah.
So you guys do like 3 for each.
Totally depends.
Okay.
How many great ideas do we have, right? If for this episode we can see us packaging it in this way, then we try out all those ways, see which one wins. We generally have an idea of which one is likely to win, and then we just test it.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you what's your like biggest like recent win.
I feel like there's a lot of wins coming up. Just on the brink of
Okay.
winning.
Most.
Almost.
But that's all you go. I feel like we're always gonna feel like that though.
No, like we've got like big contracts that are
Okay. Brewing.
out for signing.
Okay. It's not on paper.
Yeah.
One of the mistakes again.
We haven't closed anyone yet.
Yeah.
There's
Then
no
run
sale
until
yet.
it's done.
Yeah. Nothing is done.
True.
We're
Yeah.
still at 50 something.
Okay.
Okay, nothing's done yet.
But if it's signed, it could be big.
I don't want to think about it because it's like jinxing it. So.
And that's something I learned, man, last year. Yeah. You get too excited, you get carried away, and you're like, fuck. You know, people have any excuse to say no in the end.
It's just you don't want to get ahead yourself. But even though like the same day we had like, and it's not one deal, 2 deals like simultaneously, and we had a call like the same 2 calls like back to back. And after that we were like, let's go. Got wine at night. Life is good, but ground yourself again.
What's your like ideal like client? Like how many clients do you want ideally?
The fewer the better, no?
Yeah, feel better. So like,
Yeah.
how many do you look? 2, 3, or like how many do you have right now?
Like 8, 9,
Okay.
9 clients maybe.
And in an ideal scenario, you want like 3, 4
5.
paying the same amount.
Maybe 5.
5.
Yeah, because I feel like that's because if you only have 2, then you're too dependent. You might as well just be an external company working a job, right? So it's better like 5. I feel like is a good number to work towards because it's not too little, where you're too risked, but it's not too much where your attention is always divided in actually managing clients instead of doing work.
In terms of fuck ups, I think one of the biggest things was us having like, I'm not shitting, we had like 15 clients once last year. All shitty clients, all like very tough to manage, right?
One of the traps people fall under.
Yeah, and I'm so glad we got out of it because for some reason, I mean, I'm sure you guys have gone through it. The lesser they pay, the worse they are. Yeah, they just suck, and it is very tough managing. And we had
servicing becomes hard.
you just can't give enough time to
Not just
people.
time. You can't assign the best people you have to them, right?
Yeah, you can't even you're not giving me the money. What money am I going to give to other people to get you good people?
It's a low margin trap, and then you can't do anything.
Very low margin.
Vicious cycle.
Yeah, it's just nice to say, okay, I have 15 clients, bro. They're all like,
There's no merit in saying that.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, but I feel like a lot of people are stuck in that.
Maybe. Another actually nuance, which even I am perhaps not the best do, which is revenue. We all talk about revenue, not exactly profit all the time. And the reason I think revenue still matters is because if we think of it like a faucet. Now, if we talk about profits as like a faucet, we can turn on and off. If we turn it on, we can extract more profit off the revenue. If we turn it off and we reinvest more heavily into hopefully growing future revenue, because that's our approach. So our profits are like lower, obviously, than 70%, quite a bit lower because we just do shit like this.
Right, but this is again reinvesting, right? So I was gonna ask, how do you like what channels do you invest in? So you have a community, you have this, you have other podcasts.
Yeah, the community is separate. Like
Okay.
what do you call it? Now, obviously, we do reinvest a bit of atomic cash flow into the community, but that's for limited time, and then it's going to be split off into a separate entity. But apart from that, the way we spend cash is doing stuff like this, perhaps, buying stuff for teammates here and there, booking flights, maybe.
What's the stuff? What stuff? Like
Like a MacBook, maybe.
okay. Uh-huh.
Flights.
Okay.
And what else, Sam? How do we spend? Any idea?
Webcams.
Oh man, my
Yes.
roommate recently bought his webcam. I'm like, why do people like webcams? I'm just like, use the Mac. It's in HD, bro.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but Macs are expensive, right? Webcams are not.
fair. Yeah.
we should once we get to 83K, which is like been the objective of this.
Why
House.
83 specifically? What is it?
83 because
Then you're at like 1 million.
Oh,
annually.
okay. I was like, why 83
83.
specifically?
That is the number. You know, it would be cool. My co-founder came up with this. It's just make a T-shirt with a cool ass thing over here. 83. Nobody
That's
understands it.
Do you guys sell
Apart
merch,
from-
by the way?
No.
Do you want to?
Maybe in the future, but it's like diversion, right? Like, because the merch would be for IW, not for Atomic, obviously. For Atomic, maybe make some cool caps and like wrap it like Saiyam. But otherwise, for IW, like, just at the point of constraint, we've had one batch. There's a lot more to come in the future. I need to grow distribution. The merch is like, sure, if someone can just do it, I don't have to care. I can trust them on quality. Maybe. But it's just too many things at once.
Right, it's too much to manage. Yeah.
Why'd you ask?
Sorry?
Why do you ask?
I was thinking about it. That's why I was thinking, should I? Because I did t-shirts once. It's just quick money though. It has no connection to, like, what is it got to do with like it's just another source
It's a
of
good
income.
supplement, right?
It's like
It's not the main thing.
it's not the main thing. It's not the main thing. Yeah. And I really hate print on demand in India, especially. I hate the quality.
Yeah, it is bad.
Yeah, it's very bad. And it's not like we don't have good shit, you know? We have like the best fabric. That's another like vertical, another topic.
I just want someone to make a T-shirt with just says 83,
83. That'd be sick.
black,
That'd be sick.
white, good material,
Yeah.
expensive.
Yeah, like some
Yeah.
thick shit.
Like
yeah.
nobody's gonna buy 83, you know, unless
But if
they're
they do
making
buy
money.
it, you know about them. Yeah.
Yeah. Secret 83. That's it.
Yeah. That's sick.
Will you be cool? A T-shirt brand with qualification. Like you have to qualify yourself to even buy from them.
It's like buying one of those Ferraris.
Yeah, in a
Yeah.
way. Like to be able to wrap this merch, you need to pass this membership, and only then, like, because then you'd be able to recognize another person with that.
Like you need some sort of proof that you earned, let's say, more than like $50,000.
Yeah, but maybe
Yeah.
not directly connected to earnings, because who the
Okay.
fuck wants to share? Oh yeah, I make 50K. Boom, I can wear this T-shirt.
How would you
right?
translate that into other things?
It would honestly just become membership again, like IW, right?
Fair.
So whoever gets into IW, they get access to the merch, etc. Like,
Mm.
because we do want it to be like exclusive. We're not there yet. It's gonna take a while, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Nikhil Kamath did this thing last year with WTF, where they launched the t-shirts, and you guys saw it.
Yeah. I know about it.
There was a lot of hype, and they're selling each shirt for 5,000 rupees. And there's $9.99 per design, and there are 4 designs. So around 4,000 shirts, and it just sold out in like 2 days. It was crazy, and each shirt has a number tagged on it.
Ah, that's
Yeah.
cool. I like that
Yeah.
idea.
So like everyone knows,
But again, it's only 5,000. I'm saying 50,000 for a T-shirt.
but you can't sell. Can you sell for 5,000 though per t-shirt?
5,000?
Yeah.
5,000 units, you mean?
No.
Hmm?
It's 4,000 units approximately for 5,000 each.
I'm saying we sell those for 50,000.
Each.
You sell
Yeah.
a T-shirt for 50,000.
50K.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Why not?
That's insane. How many units though?
Whoever gets membership. And membership is capped.
Okay. What do you think of capping it on?
100?
100. Okay. That makes sense then, because like the number of units is lesser. Just like way.
Yeah, but again, that cap is dependent on distribution, right? So if you had, let's say, like 2 million, right? Like if Nikhil Kamath was to do this, you think he wouldn't sell 100? He would easily.
easily. Yeah.
He would sell-
He could sell a shirt for like anything he wanted to sell.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So depends on how strong of a distribution you have,
Mm.
which will then make the cap dependent. Assuming you want a full sellout, right? Which obviously you want.
Yeah.
It's not done though. That's the thing. I don't think this is done earlier, like before.
I've never heard of 50,000. That's
Why not?
yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's been done. It's been done by anybody. That's
Dude,
why
there are
I-
definitely like expensive T-shirt brands.
Of course. Yeah.
I'll sell for
Definitely.
50,000. Definitely. Stop.
Merch.
What is merge? We're creating a community. We're creating a brand.
Okay, fine. It's not been done for in
But
this
what will
space. I
that
know what to call it.
community
Yeah.
represent, though? You have 100 people. then
Again,
83.
83. So
Should do
whoever.
only 83 shirts.
Huh?
Should do only 83.
Yeah, imagine 83,
83.
83.
Yeah.
And that to be able to buy, you need to qualify yourself somehow.
So you need money and you need to be part of it as well.
Yeah, but the main thing you need is distribution.
Fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you see yourself?
I am not doing it. This is just
We
my
should.
idea.
We should.
I'll
We
do
should. Yeah. It's a cool idea though. I know.
Dude, it's for RW though. This is why like you gotta focus. It was that merch, not me, man. But hopefully
Fair. But
Yeah.
once you have enough money, you can just do stupid shit. can just
you
do-
can, but
yeah.
I feel like I'm more I want to have like something of purpose, you know.
You talked about desperation and inspiration.
You watched that video? The
Yeah, I watched a bit of it. I really like that. That makes so much sense. Are you someone personally, like you guys, do you come from like inspiration or desperation? I would say inspiration because I've not had like I'm grateful for my parents and the life I've had. I didn't have to like struggle for many things. Like my biggest problem was not being able to play football professionally. So I'm not going to complain. So I think inspiration because I wasn't doing shit till like first year of college. I wasn't around the right people. I was more of a, like into sports. Then I came to a design college where sports wasn't there. So I was like, shit, what do I do now? Then I met the right people. And I'm very glad because now I'm in like in an inspirational space. Yeah. What about you
Saiyam,
guys?
I've never actually heard your story about this. I try to not get too personal.
Okay, yeah. I mean, yeah.
No,
no,
with
it's completely fine.
Yeah.
with teammates. But I'm pretty sure we both are comfortable enough. I just never heard
absolutely.
this.
Yeah.
Like for me, it started with inspiration. Like initially, when I started out in 2019, like wanted to do something. I didn't have an idea what to do about, like with my own life. I was I got into 12th grade and didn't want to do science, but I had to because family, of course. Then I started watching a lot of content, got inspired by Iman, of course. Wanted to do content, like get into the content space, but could not because had no experience. So luckily landed like an internship at an edtech company. I don't know if you guys know about it. Let's Upgrade. So it's
Where were you based, by the way? Where was this?
that time I was based in Aurangabad, Maharashtra.
Okay. Yeah.
So started out like that, completely remote. Did that for a while, like joined remote sales, like a remote sales role for a while. Then started learning video editing, did video editing for a while. After that, while editing videos, then like shit went down. That's when then like
What
inspiration. Huh? What happened?
No, what do you mean should win?
I mean, family problem. So
Financial
when,
as well? Like-
financial, yeah, primarily financial, and that is when the desperation kicked in. That is when I was like in a lot of need of money, and that's when I started exploring a lot more. When it was inspiration for me, I wasn't exploring enough. I wasn't doing enough shit. It was just like, okay, one step at a time. But then when the desperation kicked in, then it went like, okay, cool, now I need to get this done. And now this is becoming a problem. And when the desperation kicked in, that is when I started looking out for more opportunities, sending out more emails like for video editing clients, learned about how an IC, an individual collaborator, can never like make a lot of money. He always has to like create time for the amount of money he makes. So then tried to get into strategy, more managerial roles, then got into content strategy for a few companies. Eventually landed a job at Virality in Nagar. Then joined Atomic Growth. But yeah, like a gist of it, inspiration at the start, then turned into desperation, and desperation is what I would say has helped me a lot to grow.
Okay. I agree with that. I feel like sometimes I'm like, but what about you before I go ahead?
My story is pretty damn public, to be honest. But
It's damn.
it's very public.
Okay.
My
Okay.
story, but
I know a little bit about it, but yeah.
yeah. Overall, it was. I was fat, and I came from like a nice family, I would say. And we grew up in Mumbai, in Bandra, which notoriously is like expensive, I would say, in Indian terms. And went to nice schools, etc. Which, if I feel like, dude, if I didn't go to international schools, I might not be here at all, right?
Okay. Why though?
Why? Because
People? Or
no, not people at all. Exposure and English. Yeah, yeah. And then, but then there was like a massive fraud in terms of financially.
okay. For
Uh,
like family internally.
Yeah.
Okay.
And my dad wasn't the brightest of all. So he lost like 90+% of net worth.
Fuck.
And
Okay.
then we had like 6 months of runway. And my dad had no skills. No, like he was retired. he's also like old. And my mom had never worked before, like ever. So she's never earned. She was planning to get a job as a makeup artist. And I don't know, I grew up traditionally, like my mom cannot work type mentality, right? Why does my mom need to work? Why do the women need to work? I don't want that in my house. Like, what the fuck, right? That's the bare minimum for me. Now, obviously, things are changing. But to be honest, I still wouldn't want my woman to work out of need.
Out of want. Yeah.
Out of need. She like
Want
No,
it.
you,
out of want, it's
yeah,
fine.
yeah.
Perhaps. But yeah. So then I guess I was like, what, 17, and you would do something.
So you would say desperation.
Yeah, for all of it. Otherwise, I don't think I'd do shit, man. And I
Okay.
feel like
What
even
about now though? Because now
it's just hunger and like.
So now it's not desperation though.
No, it is. It is.
It is?
I would still say yeah. But if I actually go back a bit more, I feel like I wouldn't have even started working out if my family didn't fight. Like I had a lot of like problems, you know.
Like fight with you, you're saying.
No. Like internally, like I feel like just the whole like growing up dynamic wasn't the best, right? Like they used to fight often, and I feel like because of that, I wanted to become more hardened. That's why I started working out. I think so. So I feel like even that was out of desperation, you know,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know.
as an outlet.
I always felt this thing where it's a bit weird that I'm saying this public, but like it's like I've not had like I'm again as I said I'm pretty fortunate to not have had anything like to be put in such a situation. But I feel like desperation beats inspiration most of the time. Yeah. And sometimes like shit I want to be in such a situation like temporarily to like boost my whatever.
Yeah, but after a point, just becomes your second nature, you know? Like once you're put into that place and then you come out of it, you never want to go back there.
Right. So it's like the fear of like almost like a fear of going back. But I don't want to go back to that shit. Like
But dude, even then, it's like you can inflict it upon like onto yourself, right? Where you give yourself less runway. So example being, at Atomic until like a few months ago, we saved no cash. We've had this is scary for our team.
saved no cash in the sense. What do you mean? Like
We used to like in the business itself.
yeah.
If we don't make money that month,
Yeah.
we literally can't pay the team.
Right. Yeah. Oh, there were situations like this.
No, like this is
Okay.
every month.
Okay.
We didn't save anything
Okay. So there's like no safety net.
until recently. Everyone will be fine.
Okay.
But yeah, now we've got like some expenses that we can
Mhm.
that we've saved
Cover.
up that we can cover if
Okay.
things go south. But our trajectory has always been like, okay, we don't get paid this month, we can't pay.
Okay. I'm just curious. How are your team members? Okay though. But so you don't get to pay your team members?
No. If we're not getting paid at Atomic, then how are we going to pay someone?
That's your okay. Now I understood. Okay. Cool. I was confused for a bit. I
Like,
thought you were like just not paying the
End
team.
of every month, bank goes to like 0.
Got it.
you
Okay.
know.
So it's like breaking even every month, pretty much.
Not breaking even, but example, we take it out as personal, like, and now it's a personal. Right now, if it's in the personal accounts, business don't have it unless we want to pay personally, which we've never had to do. Yeah. So we clear company accounts. I think that's standard practice, unless you're like venture backed and you have this big bank account. But I would hate that in a way. That's why I feel like even if I ever raise venture and for like a future business, I want to raise only a little, so that runway when it's like diminishing, right? That's fire under the ass.
You have to do shit.
That's desperation as well.
Yeah, that's
Isn't it?
desperation. Yes.
Yeah.
If you have too much money and too much time, that's just
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
that's-
people get complacent
Yeah.
even in the agency game. Like after you reach some revenue, you'll be like, "You're happy, dude. You can afford anything."
Don't you want to be complacent though? At some point in life,
I don't think so.
no, I'm saying you want to keep growing.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your like goal? Let's say 5 years down the line.
Physical offices everywhere. IRW.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. The Fuck Ups podcast is proudly sponsored by IRW, the Indian Institute of Remote Work, a community of young and ambitious Indian entrepreneurs that are exporting their services globally. We have 2 cohorts in a year, in the summer and in the winter, where you can apply to get access to in-person meetups, trips, and classes on starting your freelance journey, whether it's getting your first client or whether it's hiring team members past the 10K a month mark. if you're a young, ambitious Indian, this is the place to be.
Okay, interesting.
It's clear now, right?
Okay.
Like what I want, but who knows? It might change. Obviously, as anything,
It always changes, yeah.
it always changes a bit. But I think I have strong belief in
Like
it.
recently, even I wanted a physical space, like one space. Like we said, like I said, we were thinking Goa, Mumbai, Bangalore, which one? We were thinking of even going to Dubai maybe, because just we don't have to pay shit. But
Tax, you mean?
tax, yeah. If we get,
You have to pay tax anyway, as
But
long as you
here-
don't live here.
yeah, exactly. I don't want to, like, if we're moving there, we're moving there, like, properly, if we're going to do that. But now it's at a point where, fuck, we don't even need an office, like you said. And it's a waste of fucking money.
For Atomic, we can't have an office.
Yeah.
Technically. It's
Yeah,
like
you guys can't.
spread,
yeah,
too
yeah.
spread.
We're too spread out, like 9 different countries,
Right.
a lot of different.
But do you go often to, like, keep in touch with everyone?
No, I go around and they happen to be there. It's not. I go because of meeting a teammate. I just happen to go. Like next month, I might be going to Vietnam. We've got one of our really interesting team members in Vietnam. We'll meet.
Right. It's not planned. It's just going.
Yeah.
One thing you really miss out in college, though, is traveling. I can't afford to.
Travel a lot. Yeah,
You can't, yeah. And that really, like, fucking.
dude,
like,
that
yeah.
that must slow you down.
Yeah, I mean, you have to, I feel like, in this space, especially because I'm on the outside. I'm the outside face. I have to, like, next week we have to go to Delhi. And it's such a stupid reason that I have to push it to, like, a weekend. And even the company's like, we're not working Saturday, Sunday. And even college, like, you can't miss. I'm like, fuck, I'm down bad on my attendance. And I can't afford to fuck up right now. So I'm like, shit, what do I do? So I had to really, like, talk to the, like, dean and be like, bro, I need, like, 2 days, bro. Like, I'm not fucking about in college. So, like, just give me 2 days. Then they're okay. So traveling really hinders me down. That's something I really have to do once I pass out of college. So, yeah. And it's fun also.
Dude, yeah, especially if your work is remote, which I'm assuming, is it remote?
It is. I just need my
All for
laptop.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So then definitely worth
Yeah.
it.
If I don't have my laptop, I'm screwed. But that's why I take my bag everywhere.
Yeah.
If I have that bag, I can be anywhere. It doesn't matter where I am.
Life setup wise, like right now we're doing this founder house. We call this like founder house. We're doing this in Bangalore, right? Dude, like even in the middle of the podcast recording, the light's gone. What the fuck? What are the standards for how much we're paying, right? We're paying like what? More than 4 lakhs
For this place.
for this space.
Per month. Monthly basis, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Okay. That's very expensive.
Yeah, for that,
Is it a 5 BHK, 6 BHK?
4.
Fuck. That's not worth it.
It is not. It is
Yeah,
not. But we didn't find a better option. It's
Okay.
crazy. Like we really dug deep.
Did you want like a specific? Did you guys know Bangalore?
Yeah, one of our people lives there.
Okay.
So-
Okay.
But anyway, like imagine putting 2 more lakhs here. I was in Argentina for 3 months.
Yeah, must have been cheaper,
So
right?
much- No, it's not. Living is not cheaper,
Okay. But spending
but
like
by
food and shit.
paying a bit more,
Yeah.
what you get is overall like so much better overall, right?
Like the place is just insane.
Insane,
Okay.
insane. And now another thing is like for 4 lakhs of rent, what you would get in Da Nang, like the beach city of Vietnam, insane. And it's like Vietnam honestly feels like India in many ways because of the streets. It's the same thing. Colors as well in a way feels like the same sort of colors because you're still in Asia. The weather as well, but just quality of some stuff is so much better.
Damn. Yeah, I can't wait to get out, man. I really wanted to go to China this year.
Why China?
Because it's the next. It is the.
It is.
It is the next big thing.
But be careful. Like I feel like there's a lot of. If you go to China, I
Yeah.
feel like maybe you'll get rejected in other places.
Or if I do go there,
Yeah.
what do you
I-
mean? Because if they see your past like travel history.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay.
In a way.
Do you know people it's happened to?
I don't know, but I've heard from like my parents and they might be completely wrong. But I think there's stigma in terms of like China, right? Like people don't like China as a country. Like, fuck you, China.
Fair. I mean, if I'm getting rejected because of that, that's pretty fucked up, though.
That
Like,
no, it's not fucked up.
I mean-
It is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. I mean, it's fucked up for me. I'm saying. Yeah.
You get your. Do you have a US visa?
No, I was
If so,
born and raised
get
in-
that stamp first,
Yeah.
and then go to China.
Go to US first.
Hmm?
Go to US first, and then
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I was born and raised in Japan, though, so I think
Yeah. Do you have a Japanese passport?
no, it doesn't work like that, unfortunately. Yeah, you have to be like blood Japanese, and then they give it to you.
So it's not by birth. You don't get it there. Why
I
were you
mean,
born in Japan?
Why?
Yeah.
My dad used to work there.
Ah, that must be frustrating. If you're born there, you might as well. Okay.
No, man.
Not
I
at all?
prefer India, definitely.
Really?
Yeah. I was there in Japan 2 months ago.
Yeah.
My brother he works there.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously it's better in so many more aspects. You can't do this shit there.
You can't live in
You
Japan.
can't live.
You can't live. You can visit it. I've been there. I was there for like almost a month. I like it.
Yeah, but you can't live. You can't live. People there are so depressing, bro. I feel. I don't know.
They have some vibe to them, whereas they're a lot more like.
I feel like I couldn't have DM'd you, and this thing couldn't have happened in Japan.
I feel like it's changing though in Tokyo, maybe. We recently talked with one of Japan's largest VC.
Okay. Damn, how did you reach that?
They found us through ChatGPT.
Through ChatGPT.
Yeah.
What does that even mean? What do you mean?
Best podcast VCs.
Okay.
ChatGPT gave them
That's
to us.
crazy.
That is crazy.
That is crazy. Using GPT as a SERP. That's insane.
GPT what?
Like a search engine, basically.
I think Perplexity is obviously way better. But she used GPT and somehow got to us.
I was thinking SEO game.
AI SEO.
AI SEO game to rank. Is there something specific you did to rank on? It's
In
organic.
fact, I'm trying to find out how that happened so we can do more of it.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
That's insane.
It's actually one of the 3 objectives of the Founder House in terms of input goals.
Uh-huh.
We're trying to figure out how to do AI EO.
Oh yeah, Okay. Got it. I can't wait for OpenAI to launch a new browser, man. Whenever that happens.
OpenAI browser?
Yeah.
I've heard of Perplexity browser.
GPT is gonna come out with one soon, apparently.
Really?
I think.
Yeah, I hope Perplexity wins. I like Perplexity more, to be honest.
Yeah, but I feel like I don't know if OpenAI does it. It's just gonna be because Perplexity is just a wrapper on top of it.
No. Perplexity is a lot more than that. But I'm personally like a huge fan of Perplexity, so this might be a bit biased. Sam knows how much I can talk about Perplexity. But overall, I like their product, man. The product is just good, and
It's
they're not
insane.
dependent on GPT. In fact, they
Why not though?
because they have a search model, right, of their own that is proprietary. I believe. I might be wrong. And then the processing of the information is done by other LLMs, like either
It uses DeepSeek. I think.
it can use DeepSeek, it can use Claude, it can use any model. You can choose literally. Recently, they removed.
But
the
so
choosing
that's
now.
still the one dependency they have, right?
What?
So the one thing is sorting out and putting out the information that's proprietary. That's what you're saying.
The search in itself.
Okay.
And then the processing is dependent on the models.
And they use all three? I thought they use.
No,
But it doesn't matter
choose.
what they use.
You
Yeah,
can
yeah,
choose.
It doesn't matter. Yeah. They use OpenAI if I'm not wrong, though, but they can just switch.
They can
Doesn't
switch.
matter. Yeah.
No, they give you options.
Oh, you can use
Anything you want.
Fuck. Okay.
You
I
can
didn't know
see
that.
what results you like best.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, but this is not a Perplexity ad. In fact, I'm trying to get Arvind to join the pod, CEO of Perplexity.
Right. Yeah. They're based
I'm
in.
not
Are
gonna
they
give
based
up.
in SF? Yeah.
But that dude's traveling to Bangalore, I think.
They're all
sometime.
like they're from here. They're studied born.
That
brought up
dude's
here.
from Chennai, but yeah.
Chennai. Okay. Interesting. Yeah.
Dude, you got to take more moonshots when it comes to like who you can reach. Just cold email anyone, you know?
I have to do more of this shit. Okay, what's your I'm just curious, Cole, like your outbound strategy. So I'm assuming you do a lot of shit manually, personally.
Yeah, a lot.
But do you have automations going on?
Not as of yet, and that's the second input goal in Atomic.
Okay.
To get to 20K,
Yeah.
we had like mass outbound from 20
Did it
to
work?
yeah, from 0 to 20.
Okay.
When we were trying to get all types of clients in a way.
Understood. Yeah. So you
Right.
just like generic as copy across.
It was not generic, I would say. It was more like, hey, love your shit. Sometimes even send like a meme or two in the outreach. But obviously don't say love your shit because that is generic. But we always led with our current clients and the results for them. We always led with that. And yeah.
And you got your leads from like A leads or like Apollo.
No, dude, don't do that. Because everyone does that, right? Those guys are getting like people reaching out to them way more than because everyone uses those. You manually do it. So even when it comes to mass outbound campaigns, right? We hired like 3 people for lead gen. And those 3, we set the process like, hey, you go to Apple Podcasts, you do this, you do that, and manually find their shit. Like manually, literally every single lead.
And how big is the list?
The source list, we basically had an engineer scrape the entire Apple Podcast directory. So we got all possible podcasts. Then we filtered by ratings. So we found like the ones who don't have 0 ratings, basically, right? Which is like 50%.
Okay.
They're
Don't have 0 ratings as in.
above 0 ratings.
Got it.
Because those are like dead podcasts,
Right.
likely to be.
Yeah.
And then, now from this, all we have is podcast name and by who. So from there, you extrapolate more data. You go and find more data and emails, etc. And then
Got it.
manually. So
And
you
your
augment more.
success rate is more because you're hitting up people who don't get hit up.
This is proprietary data, right? In a way, like you're augmenting it yourself. You didn't find the augmentation somewhere else.
How much do you spend on this, on the people like doing the manual?
At the start, I think we spent like $2,000 for like 2 months. And
On 3 people.
yeah, something like that. And these are like VAs. Because you don't have to be smart to do this, honestly.
Right, of course not.
This-
You said the process.
You
though.
said the process.
Yeah.
They just have to do it.
Right.
They need to put in the
It's a
effort.
repetitive, laborious.
Super repetitive
Yeah.
and laborious. And then we just launched on, from there it was easy.
I was so like done with the tedious process of like warming up your shit, like your emails, and then
Just use mailscale.ai.
we were
you-
using Instantly.
Yeah, instantly for warm up. But to
Yeah.
set up DKIM,
Yeah.
SPF,
Yeah.
all that you don't have to do anymore.
If you're using, what do you call it?
Mailscale.ai.
Because
They
why
just
though?
set it up for you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's a
And is
good
it cheaper
SaaS.
than Instantly? Same price? Whatever.
No. Mailscale is basically your email provider.
Oh,
Like
it's all
Google.
done. So you just buy the emails off of them.
Yes, for
Okay.
any domain. You buy the domains
Okay.
through that platform and they generate these email accounts
What
for you.
if, what if you already have?
It doesn't work.
You have to buy a
That's
new
the
domain.
limitation. You have to buy new ones. And then you export, literally you download a CSV, upload it to Instantly, and you've got your shit warming up. You don't have to do anything else.
Okay, crazy. So you wait a month and then you go for it.
Not a month.
How
We-
long do you warm up for?
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
We were doing a month. I don't know why. I just heard from people do it for a month.
Maybe.
Not
I
required.
don't know nowadays.
What's the volume you guys put out?
Earlier?
Like generally, what do you suggest though?
I have no idea, dude.
Per
We
inbox.
did this like a year and a half ago.
Okay.
We're about to do it again.
Why do you stop in between?
500 a day now, approximately.
500 a day. And how many? Like
not
10
campaign.
inboxes?
No, way more. Like 25.
Okay, so like 20 a day per inbox. Yeah, okay.
And we stopped mainly because we wanted to, like, it just wasn't working. And because the niche, we just thought it's way better now because our market size is sort of lower because we're focusing on this venture stuff. So if we just write better emails, because we really want to work with individual players. Like, we know who we want. And to get them, you just got to do some roundabout
You just got to keep
shit.
hitting them up pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have a limited. I think, yeah, that's a great advantage of special.
Yeah, we know everyone. Everyone has probably heard of our name. Like, not like know us, but like Atomic. Like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Recognizable. Yeah. Easy to convince now. Yeah.
Easier.
Easier. Yeah,
Easier.
easier. Yeah.
Yeah, it's difficult though.
Automations for anything. It's like Zapier on steroids. So what these guys do, I met this one guy. Do you know Ashley Salana? Have you heard of him? It's a podcast dude. Based in Bangalore. Interesting dude. So he sent me about N8N. You can automate anything, create any of these AI agents. So you can, how he was doing his outbound is he would get his leads from whatever. He was using 8 leads, I think. But wherever you get your leads from doesn't matter. Your way is obviously better. So you have your leads.
It's also more expensive.
It is more expensive, but I think it's worth it because your conversions are higher. Like in a way, it pays you back. Right. What N8N does is you can set it up to scrape any of the leads. So all the manual research you would do, I'm assuming you hyper personalize your emails.
Yeah.
But do that manually?
One by one?
Yeah.
Do we send like what? Like 20 or 30 emails a month. So it's not a lot at all.
Right. But it's all hyper personalized. You
Yeah.
do your research and then you have someone.
We have a template.
Okay.
Everyone generally just falls under the template, to be honest.
Okay.
It's just a good template.
Got it. Okay. Fair.
I'd say so.
What this can do though is you can scrape the users if you plug in their LinkedIn or whatever profile, any profile, and
Get all the data and use AI to write good
it
personalization.
does everything automatically. Yeah.
Yeah. There's also Potion, I believe. There's another
Potion. I
SaaS.
think I've heard of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But I think that's expensive as well, that outbound.
This is the software is $25 a month.
No, but to get credits for each lead, something like that.
Yeah, that is. I mean, that's not the price for N8N though.
Yeah.
That's the price for the $2,000 you spend.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is expensive. Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, worth it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
There was this like quote I think we only made up, but it was the harder it is to contact a person, the higher the chances you'll stand out, right? So the more unfindable a person is, the better it is. You've got to have a balance because if they're totally unfindable, you're not going to find them. But you've got to make it difficult enough where there's a bit of friction, so not every kid can press on download list and start tomorrow.
Right.
Not a bad way to start if someone's doing nothing though.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gets more. I mean, it's just a starting block, and then you figure out shit like this,
Yeah.
anyways. Yeah.
Varun, any final thoughts? Let's
Final
give a
thoughts.
quick another design student, okay?
Yeah.
How do you do it again?
Oh, start earlier. Obviously, I feel like everyone would say that. Start earlier. Balance in like work life. I feel like I completely lacked that over like a second, third year. I
Why
don't know how.
balance?
Oh man, I used to just be working like 12, 14 hours a day. That's it.
So isn't that good?
No, I don't think so. I feel like in that hunt for a lot of like money and revenue, you're losing out on just simply just life, man. Like it's not like I feel like it's just not all of this. I'm okay if it takes like I was so obsessed with doing shit quickly. And I'm like, why? You know? Why are we so what's another 2, 3 years gonna do? I mean
I'm still there though. I'm still like speed running. I'm totally in the
yeah, I see that.
previous
Yeah.
mentality. But yeah.
I feel like I'll get back into that once I'm done with the college.
Maybe.
Honestly. Yeah. But I restrict myself like 10 hours a day max nowadays. I do 8, like 6 minimum.
It's super interesting because I would not agree at all.
Fair
But
enough.
yeah.
I mean, two different points of view. But again, the thing is, I'm so fucking gassed from like college shit that when I come back, I'm physically like not capable to do more than like 10 hours.
But then
'cause it's
again, I would count this as work for me. This right now.
Okay. No, it is work though. It is work. It is work.
Isn't
Yeah.
that the beauty of it?
Yeah.
Podcasting.
Yeah. I was talking about like calls and like, you know?
Yeah.
Like
Obviously, you
shit.
can't
Yeah,
do
yeah.
14 hours of calls, no shit.
Yeah,
But you know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
okay.
but
Have
yeah,
good balance.
good balance, yeah. How else would I restart? Learning, failing faster. I feel like we failed pretty fast. I've done a lot of like fucked up shit. Funny thing, I remember once we were running a campaign for an industrial automation company on LinkedIn. Ad got insane CTR, insane, like it was just perform numbers amazing. They're not getting any results. I'm like, what the fuck's up? The UTM link I'd put was just wrong. So they didn't end up on the website. It's one of the biggest fuck ups I've ever done. I wasted a lot of their money. This like the first 2 months I got into it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just wouldn't do that again. But you learn, I guess.
Okay. Learn faster, fail faster.
Fail faster. What else? Drop out of college.
Drop out of college.
Drop out.
That's all.
I should have dropped out in second year.
Okay.
Because then I wouldn't be like, fuck, it's so close, I might as well finish. That's the thinking. So I know I was praising a lot. I praised my college a lot, but like, it's dead, you know. And the last 1 year, especially, I've been waiting for the shit to just get over.
I mean, I've finished my college, so I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You should not wait. Literally,
drop
just drop it off.
Why didn't you drop?
But dude, he's so close.
I'm so close. I'm like 20 days away. Man.
20 days away is fine.
Yeah.
If it was like a year, then please just get rid of it.
And for me, this happened in the 12th grade.
Fair.
Almost
That's
11th grade. I was
very
like,
early. That's crazy.
Yeah,
man.
I was like, do I even gotta go to school, man? Fuck this. I don't want to go to school, full stop. So, like, I already knew, no way I'm going to college. Now, do I just stop going to school? That was the question in my head. Yeah. But again, I feel like dropping out of school is a much bigger deal than college.
School is crazy, man. School is insane. Yeah.
Yeah.
That takes balls.
It
Yeah.
does, dude,
Yeah.
I guess. But that's why maybe I completed it somehow. I didn't want to. But
Did you do college as well a little bit? No. Not at all.
Not at all.
How was it?
I never applied.
Okay.
So everyone, that was the moment I knew, okay, there's no going back. Because every one of my like people around me in school, notice how I didn't call them friends, but people around me were all applying, right? They were all applying to different universities, and I was probably like one of the only people who never even applied to any. Because you have to talk to your project people, your manager, some person in school, right? for your applications, some shit like that. And I never did.
How are your parents chilled? I'm just curious. They were okay with it.
We
Did you
didn't
have to
have
fight
money.
them?
They didn't have money to send me to college in
Okay,
the first place.
Okay.
What are they going to do about it?
Fair.
I had the money, but they didn't.
Got it.
It's my choice, no?
Fair. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But yeah, drop out sooner.